Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly pumped you're hanging out with me today because what we are diving into is absolutely electric. Today's Explainer is this fast-paced, high-energy manifesto straight from our source material, and honestly, it is going to completely reframe how we look at ourselves and our future. We are talking about the rise of the champions, shattering generational guilt. Get ready because we are about to dismantle a massive misconception about our generation and unleash some serious motivational confidence. Let's get right to it.
So let's just jump right in, out of the gate. Why is our generation struggling? Seriously, if you're Gen Z, or honestly just anyone navigating today's crazy high-speed world, you have felt this. There's this shared anxiety, right? This collective frustration that just kind of hangs in the air. Well, the source material tackles this head-on. It asks why we feel this heavy resistance every single time we try to move forward, whether that's applying for a job, starting a business, or just trying to find our footing in life. Now, the easy, lazy answer that critics love to throw around is that we just don't have the drive. But what really struck me in the source is how completely, fundamentally false that assumption actually is.
The text fiercely rejects that whole narrative. It is emphatically not because we aren't trying. We are out here giving it our absolute best. We've got massive dreams, incredibly ambitious goals, and a deep, burning purpose. Every single one of us desperately wants to succeed and build something meaningful. So you got to ask yourself, if the drive is there and the ambition is there and we're putting in the hours, what exactly is this invisible wall we keep slamming into?
Section 1. The guilt we inherited, shedding the burdens we didn't create.
The source actually identifies a very specific, almost hidden villain holding us back. And spoiler alert, it's not a lack of effort. It's a heavy inherited guilt. The source draws a really stark contrast here. On one hand, we constantly face society's expectation that, basically, you are doing it wrong. We are repeatedly told by older family structures, traditional culture, and previous generations that our new ways of thinking, our career pivots, our boundaries, our digital lives, are just incorrect. But the actual truth? We inherited this guilt. The text makes it crystal clear that this guilt isn't something we created ourselves. It was taught to us. It was planted in us by a society that's just uncomfortable with how we operate. Realizing this was a huge light bulb moment for me, because it means we literally just have to see right through that guilt to move forward.
Section 2. A world already compromised, facing an unprecedented reality.
Look, we really have to shift our focus from this internal guilt we're told to carry to the undeniable objective facts of the world we were actually handed. The source highlights a massive disconnect here. Think about previous generations for a second. They often enjoyed a strong sense of security, pensions, affordable starter homes, a very clear corporate ladder to climb. But their decisions and their outdated ways of thinking have left us with a highly compromised reality. Because on the flip side, our reality today is defined by astronomically high living costs and severely limited opportunities. I mean, trying to afford rent on an entry-level salary today feels impossible, because mathematically, it often is. So if you are feeling anxious, the source validates exactly why. The playing field has fundamentally changed, leaving us fighting for stability in a system that is just incredibly difficult to navigate. I mean, just think about our daily modern obstacles. We are talking systemic failures like paper leaks, severe job shortages, and crushing economic uncertainty. It is honestly overwhelming. It's awe-inspiring just how much we are asked to deal with every single day. And on top of all that, rapid technological changes, like AI disruption, are completely upending industries and wiping out traditional career paths overnight. Someone studying for 4 years might graduate into a field that an algorithm can now do in 4 seconds. No joke. These are massive, complex hurdles that previous generations never had to face in the exact same way or at the exact same speed.
Which brings us to a really crucial pivot point summarized perfectly in this quote from the text. Read this slowly and let it sink in. We did not choose to be born into these circumstances, but we have to navigate them. Boom, that is powerful. It's this profound acknowledgement of our unfair start, but it perfectly sets up a fierce, unapologetic refusal to surrender. We did not break the world, but we are absolutely going to be the ones who figure out how to outmaneuver the chaos and build something amazing out of it.
Section 3. Shattering societal expectations, refusing to carry the blame.
All right, it is time to pivot the tone from defensive to pure, vibrant offense. Here's a fascinating takeaway from the text. Being different is not a weakness. Far too often, people attack our generation and try to shame us simply because we don't look, think, or act like them. They want us to fit into this old, dusty mold. But the text reveals something incredibly insightful here. When people judge us, they're usually just expressing their own deep-seated fears about change and progress. They're projecting their anxiety right onto us. We absolutely cannot let them define our worth. Our differences, our unique perspectives, our complete rejection of the status quo, these are what make us dynamic. They are exactly what make us capable of creating our own beautiful world.
Section 4. Our unstoppable strengths. The power of our collective voice.
So once we shed that guilt and realize that the world's judgments are not our baggage to carry, we can finally look at the incredible armor our generation actually possesses. What are those traits? Well, for starters, we are deeply resilient and incredibly adaptable to rapid change. I mean, we've had to be, right? And instead of blindly following orders, we're driven by this fierce, relentless curiosity to find better ways of doing things. Plus, perhaps most importantly, the source emphasizes our profound awareness of human rights, and social responsibilities. We don't just accept things as they are. We are entirely willing to step up and challenge broken institutions when it's necessary. These aren't just survival skills, guys. These are exact superpowers perfectly tailored for the modern age.
And this brings us right to the core of our power. Our voices are our greatest strengths. The source passionately urges us to never, ever let anyone silence us. Speaking up, questioning the status quo, demanding better, whether that's in your workplace, in your community, or online, that is exactly how we are going to reshape this world. Your voice matters. Your perspective is fresh, it is valid, and frankly, it is desperately needed right now to fix the broken systems we were just talking about.
Section 5. Rise of the Champions. Claiming our future. This is the ultimate rallying cry of the text. It's time to completely reject the guilt, step proudly into our collective power, and redefine what it means to win. And that starts by completely redefining the concept of confidence. Forget the arrogance of the loud bravado that society sometimes associates with that word. The source defines confidence in the purest, most empowering way possible. It is simply believing in yourself. It's this unconditional belief in your own identity, completely free and untethered from anyone else's external judgment.
This is where the source really hits the accelerator. Be brave, drop your fears, stand incredibly tall against the chaos of a compromised world. Do not let the inherited guilt hold you back for one more second. We literally have the strength to push through the noise.
Be confident. Every single person listening to this is beautifully different, and we must be unconditionally proud of who we are and what we stand for. You have the resilience. You have the adaptability. Own it completely and without apology. Are we going to let outdated systems hold us back? No way. Let us succeed. This is a massive call to action to build, to grow, and to relentlessly prove exactly what we are capable of achieving. Despite the job shortages, despite the economic uncertainty and AI disruptions, we have the tools, the voices, and the mindset to carve out our own success on our exact own terms. Which leaves us with this final, massive question. Are you ready to show the world we are champions? The source leaves absolutely no room for doubt. We are the generation that can navigate this unprecedented reality and come out on top. So as you leave this explainer today, I really want you to ask yourself, what beautiful new reality will you start building tomorrow, now that you've finally dropped the guilt? Thank you so much for spending your time and diving into this incredible material with me today. I appreciate every single one of you. Keep that energy high, stay confident, and I will see you next time.